care to elaborate on finding yourself?
So I feel like you got to give yourself grace. I change my mind all the time about everything. And if I could tell you how many times I changed my mind about what I wanted to do, like, I've always been that way. And at first I thought that it was a problem, but it's really not. You know, like I went to college for 6 years. Every 2 years I changed my major. Every 2 years I was ready to transfer. I had all my credits and I'd be like, nah, something don't feel right. Your instincts are there for a reason. Utilize your gut. That is higher source speaking to you. You know, so I think that it's a lifelong journey to find yourself. They say every 7 years you change. And that's why I think that a lot of relationships, whether romantic or you know, business, whatever they may be, sometimes, you know, they have fallouts because somebody's not catching up. You know, and you're meant to pick and choose who goes with you because, again, everybody can't go. So yeah, just give yourself grace. You know, nobody's got it together, really.
That's right, that's right. Any other one of our panelists want to speak on that? Anybody else want to speak in front of yourself this time?
So I remember when I worked in corporate America, right? I had worked for Delta Airlines, and you know, started off as administrative assistant, and I felt like the group that I was in hated me. They taunted me. They talked about me. Oh, she can't, you know, fill up the paper in the printer. It was like always like little things. And so I remember like they wrote an email and they sent it to me and it was about me and they were like laughing. It was like the weirdest like environment for corporate America. And I knew like at that moment I wanted to like go crazy and just like choke them right then and there. But like, but I remember I did nothing. I absolutely just dealt with it. You know, it was quiet. And so when the director overheard the management talk about, oh, well, we need a community outreach person, a communications person, whatever. So I walked in his office and said, I'm that person, you know, and I knew at that moment I found myself, like, I don't know what came over me, but I just spoke it out and I said, I'm your person. And he's like, what? And I'm your person. I didn't know what else to say. And he's like, okay, well, set up a meeting with such and such, and yes, we can talk about it. So I did a lot of work
Clap
with
it up,
myself.
come on.
Clap it up, clap it up.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work with myself. I thought about it. You know, I spoke with my uncle. I was like, you know, my uncle's like my mentor. And I said, you know what? I'm going to write a job description. I'm going to write out exactly what I think they need. And then I'm going to print it out on some nice sheet of paper. I'm going to go to this meeting with such and such. And I'm going to give them this paper and tell them what they need. And that's an idea that I pitched, and I created a whole role and got into that role and became their the first community outreach person for Delta Airlines in LA. And so I think it goes to show that as you're going on your journey, you're going to find yourself, and it just happens, right? It could just be a moment in time where it just clicks and you're like, okay, I can do this. But it takes a lot of work within yourself, and it's okay that you don't know it at that moment, and you can go through that journey, but then you are going to figure it out.